Hey everybody, it's Heidi. I'm back with part 3 of my completed colorings videos. How are you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Let's just get into the pages. So the first one I have is in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's first coloring book. I love this book. I love all of her books. And for her books, the ones I've done so far, I've chosen to try to kind of copy her paintings, essentially, or as close as I can get, because I just love her paintings. I think that her use of color is amazing, and I can't really improve on it. And it's fun to try to get as close as I can get to what she's done. So on her website, strangelings.com, I believe it is, you can just type in the name of the painting and you can see the original. And so that's what I did with this one. This is The World. And for this one, I've used gesso, a layer of gesso on the as a base for the page, because I love to use markers, but I didn't want to use alcohol markers because I really didn't want to ruin this side of the page. These books are so beautiful, I just didn't want to mar it. So I chose to use water-based markers with a base of gesso, and then I sand it down just a little bit to create a smoother surface. And then I use Tombow dual brush pen markers, and then I went over everything with colored pencil. And then finally there's a little bit of white Uniball for some of the highlights. It's kind of hard to see, but on the ice right there, or I don't think that's ice actually, the water, or maybe it's her dress, her wrap, and a little bit on her hair. And I really like how this one came out. The gesso creates such a nice texture. It's just a little bit rough once you sand it down, but it just, I don't know, there's just something about it I love. I love the texture that you can get. So yeah, I was really happy with how this page came out. And then I also have Jasmine Beckett Griffith's Halloween coloring book, and there are a couple pages in here. So there's this one. I did this last, or Halloween 2019, and I did the same thing with this one. This painting is called Out Trick-or-Treating, and I tried to get as close as I could to the original. And I think I did a fairly good job. I mean, at least I'm pleased with it. Obviously, it doesn't look like the painting, but I still had a really good time trying to match the painting as much as I possibly could. And yeah, these are so fun. I just love her work. It's just amazing. So again, it's a base of gesso with Tombows, and then colored pencil on top. And I also did, I'm not sure that you can see, but I did a little bit of acrylic paint, like watered down white acrylic paint right there, to try to get some of the steam coming off the cauldron. I think that actually worked okay. And yeah, I love this page. So far I've been really happy with what I've been able to do, and these books. And these pages, I did the same thing. So I looked up the original paintings for these and attempted to copy the color schemes and try to get as close as I could. Used a base of gesso, once again, with some markers, water-based markers. And I don't know if they were all Tombos. I think I used a variety of kinds with maybe some fine liners for some of the details and colored pencil on top. And yeah, really love this page too. And then the last thing I've colored in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's book is in the Alice in Wonderland one. And this one is a little different because I did this one with colored pencil and only in the face, in the oval part, and a little bit of white gel pen, like for the reflections in the eyes. But again, I copied tried to copy the painting, Alice's Tea Party. And in the back here, or the around the oval, I used a Tombow for that, and it looks a bit streaky, but I sort of tried to do it in kind of like little circular motions to have sort of an intentional streakiness, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I like that page too. Need to get back into those books. I just think they're amazing. So these next two I learned about through Lovelia from Lovelia's Coloring. In the past several months, she's done, she did a color along with this page, and this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and this is the first book, and then Big Bads and Monsters is the second book that I got. And Buffy is my all-time favorite TV show, but I didn't know that these existed. So I immediately got them and started working on the page that she had been doing. And she actually took a while to do all 4 or 5 parts. I don't remember how many parts her color along was, but I started this, I think it was in September, and I did it within a couple of days because I was just so into working on this. So this one was in with Castle Art pencils, and I really liked them. I think that was the first time I'd used them. One of the first times. But yeah, this was really fun to do. Or actually, I think maybe this was in the summertime. I don't remember anymore, but I've since watched the entire season again, maybe for the 4th or 5th time. And right after I finished season 7 recently, I said, you know what, I need to do something in the second book because I hadn't colored anything in here. So I did this page, which is the first page. And, you know, it's got Buffy, the Master. I think that's Drusilla. And after the mayor turns into the giant snake demon. So this is colored pencil. I kept it pretty light generally, and I think this was done with Sperrfarben pencils. And I just got those for my birthday recently, so I used those. And then the background is acrylic paint. It's like a dark Prussian blue acrylic. And the stars are a metallic colored pencil with a little bit of Wink of Stella on top. I don't think you can really see, maybe you can kind of see the glitteriness, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And in the same sort of vein, we have the Ellen Robert coloring books, and I have all of them. I just haven't colored in all of them. And there's another one coming out this fall. I'm very excited. Plus the Tarot set that should be coming to me very soon. I'm excited about that. He had a Kickstarter with a set of tarot cards that he designed, and those are in the process of being completed right now, I think. So I can't wait to see what they look like. So this is the Beauty for Halloween Tricks and Treats, the Halloween special little book, and this is just I love these little books. They're fun. Okay, so this one I tried, I think this was when I first had the idea of trying gesso. But before I had any clear gesso, I thought, what if I watered down some white acrylic paint? Would that work? So I tried that, and it sort of works. I mean, I consider it a failure. You can see the image through it, but it really grays it out, and I don't like that. So, I mean, I went back over it with some water-based markers, like fine liners, just to see what it would look like, but it's pretty light. I don't like it. I don't like this page. I did the same on this page. And yeah, it's just too light. So the watered down white acrylic paint was a failure. But then I got some clear gesso, and that's what I used on the remainder of these pages in this book. I did this one this past Halloween. This is all alcohol, or water-based markers rather, and some colored pencil on top. And then same thing here. I don't know if you can really see the details, but it's so much, the details look so much nicer with the base of gesso. I mean, the colors are so much clearer. You can shade much easier with pencil. So there's that. And then this page, I don't know. I'm not completely happy with this page. I think the colors are a little weird. I think I tried to do watercolor underneath it first, and that didn't really work very well. So went in with water-based markers and colored pencil. And then same with this page. I like this one a lot. Looks very autumnal and happy, cheery. This is a gruesome page. One thing the gesso does occasionally is if the layer of gesso that you put down isn't complete, you can get these spots. And that is where the marker is like essentially bleeding through into the paper, and that's a bummer. Somehow I don't mind it too much because I'm so happy with how the gesso works in general that I sort of overlook those. But yeah, not ideal. So that's all I've done in that book. And this is the Beauty for Ghosts of Christmas. I did a few in here, and I had this one before I had the other one. So I think this page I colored this past Christmas, and this is just fine liners, water-based fine liners with no gesso. This is just on the page, and the colors are much darker. I like it. And I use some pencil. I don't know how you can see. I think I used a little bit of glitter gel pen as well. And then this page, this is from 2 Christmases ago. Juliana holding Santa up with a bloody knife. These are fun. I don't know. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I really love Ellen Roberts' work. It's great. It's a nice change from some of the other, you know, sweet and cute stuff. And then I did this page with alcohol markers, I think. And it's a little streaky. Maybe it's not alcohol markers, although I think it was. But, and I also used some fine liners and some colored pencil, some white gel pen. Yeah, there's that. And then the first Beauty of Horror book by Ellen Robert, and I've done quite a bit in this book. I did this title page, and this was with water-based markers using the Tombow colorless blender to apply it, sort of like using a paintbrush. And so let me see if I can hold up some of these so you can see how the colors are more subtle and kind of blended together. And that's really a fun way of coloring with the markers. Yeah, that was fun. Gruesome severed heads. This page I did with Inktense, and use the Tombow colorless blender to activate the pigments. So it's smooth, no buckling. Yeah, I love that. I love how the Inktense worked out. And this book belongs to page. This was done with Tombows. Yeah. A gruesome, decaying mouse. And the Juliana's Lost Items page with the little poem, and there's Juliana looking terrifying. And this was with, I think, different brands of water-based markers. Yeah, I like that. That was fun. And this double page spread, also with Tombows. Actually, I think it was a variety of kinds. I used Tombow for the background and tried to do, you know, little circular motions to get a nicer sort of texture with the streakiness, because you can't help it being streaky a little bit. But yeah, so that page, and then there's the bat page. And this one, I used a variety of media. I used colored pencil for the background, for the yellow, and gel pens, various kinds, like iridescent, glittery, regular, along with various water-based markers. I really like how this turned out with all the different designs in the wings. And the next page. is this dead bird with a little flower and some vegetation around. And I tried, this was one of the first ones that I did in this book, I think. And this was a variety of media. Water-based markers, colored pencil. Did I already say that? I might not have. And the ship being swallowed up by the octopus, giant octopus. This one was mostly Tombos, I think, with maybe some colored pencil in the background for the light blue. Yeah, and some shading. And then this page. This is an unfortunate page for me. I mean, I loved the image. The illustration is so cool. This little girl being haunted by these monsters in her bedroom at night. But I don't love the colors that I chose. I feel like there's not enough contrast between the colors. I don't know. That pink background just doesn't, I should have picked a different color. But in spite of that, I learned some things. I tried to shade in a little bit with pencil over the markers. This is water-based markers again. Not really a total success in my book, but oh well. And this double page spread is kind of a wallpaper design, but the evil clowns, I love the evil clowns. And I did this one with Castle Art colored pencils, almost exclusively with some water-based fine liners for the black outlines. And I think I used maybe a little bit of, or maybe fine liners for the little details like the little balls and the party favors and stuff. But I had such a good time doing these pages. These were so fun. Just really scary clowns. Don't like clowns. And then this page is the Medusa. And this was all in fine liners. Very detailed. I'll try to bring it up a little bit. And then this next page. This double page spread is, maybe a couple, a dead couple in elaborate frames. I used a lot of brown in this. It's a bit dark. It's quite dark. Water-based markers again, with some pencil on top. Yeah, I like it well enough. And this one is the disgusting soup with the little caterpillars, the heart, the eyeballs. It's really gross. This was done with Neo Color 2s with some colored pencil on top. And I like how it worked out. I like the way the colors blended using the Neo Color 2s for the broth, for the soup. Yeah, I was happy with that. And this page, the Voodoo Altar. This was all mostly Tombos with water or color pencil on top. This is what I like to do for some books. Yeah, I feel pretty happy with this page. There's quite a lot of yellow. It's not really as kind of dark and dramatic as I was intending it to be. So maybe I would change some of the colors if I were to do it again, but yeah, I like it fairly well. And I think that is the last one in this book. So Beauty of Horror by Alan Robert. So if you've watched this entire video, thank you very much, or thank you if you only watched a little bit of it. I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying your coloring books, and I hope to see you soon.